Hello, here is another league game played in Skol where white won because of a blunder at the end, but actually white was winning already, and it felt like white was in control pretty much from the beginning, but it's a pity to see that black messed up the last few moves under BOME pressure. Actually, when white cuts here, black doesn't have to worry about M1 because of the shortage of liberties, and black can try Atari this way where white has to sacrifice a stone, or if white connects, black will continue with Atari and Atari again. And now white has to rely on a co-fight to keep everything safe on the bottom. And here black has a co-threat like this Atari, then come back and capture the stones. Of course white will use these threats, but maybe black can consider a trade here. The capture is pretty impressive on the bottom, but if black feels behind, it's okay to answer and keep fighting the co. So there are co-threats like this cut in the top, where black can no-B and then capture the cornerstone. The top stone in order to kill or damage the corner. So if this happens, I think black comes back in the game to win it eventually. But yeah, let's check it from the beginning. So we have a Fuseki where white wants to attack the corner right away to prevent Shimari, and this leaves the empty corner available. So in this case, black can go for a third corner. This used to be called the Shusaku's opening, where black gets 3 Komokus in 3 different corners, while white is only taking 1 corner and attacks black's corners. So next, of course, white can put pressure at Q15 or attack one of the corners like this as a follow-up to his strategy in being aggressive all along. But it's absolutely fine. I mean, now black can play the Kosumi in the top right or go for a pincer and just continue with a more complicated style of play. But in general, it's like black takes 2 corners, white goes for 2 corners, right? And then, okay, you can make a Shimari or you can attack, challenge your opponent for his corners. But if your opponent starts attacking the corner, then you can always go for the empty corner. And it's fine to play a Hoshi, it doesn't have to be necessarily a Komoko. So if you look at the position right now, black has like 2 corners and a half against 1.5 for white. So black already has a slight advantage. And if white puts pressure here, it's not a big deal. I mean, you just answer, push once and jump, or push 2 times and jump, or just push 1 time and go Keima. This is the modern style. Because like this, you don't allow white more forcing moves locally. So when black defends, this gives white the opportunity to go back for the empty corner, which he did, but he was placing the Komoku to face Q3 corner. So for black, it's very comfortable now to play E4 or E3, which happened in the game. So now I'd say black is still in a slight advantage in this opening. If white plays a move like D3 or E3 or just Hoshi, it's not the same thing. Let's suppose we have D3 and then black attacks C5. Now black has a stone inside the 2 white stones on the left side, which is a little bit better for white. White can play a pincer here, and now white can control the left side much better. Now when this happens and black attacks E4, for example, black will develop in the direction of Q3. So setting up this moyo feels very natural for black and quite nice. So black played the low approach, which is absolutely fine too. White Kosumi, black extends H4. So black doesn't want to be flat on the bottom side with H3 and Q3. Good idea to extend high this time. Also, black can actually ignore completely and attack again the top left corner. So try to make it more active. But on the other hand, black can simply make a Shimari like R6 or Q6. Now if this Shimari is played, the next extension on the bottom would be something around J3. So for white, it's quite urgent to play something like H3 to pincer this E3 and also take away black nice extension. But black can still extend all the way to K3, discard the E3 stone for now, and then continue with a pressure in the top or attack the top left corner. So this is a slightly different Fuseki than the actual game, but absolutely fine for both colors. So far so good. H4, it's a nice idea. Playing the Shimari and the other plans, like for example, if white takes a Shimari and then you extend back to J4, It's just an alternative way of developing the bottom, but nothing wrong with this h4. So white attacks the corner, makes sense. Black pincers, and this time we see a low and tight pincer, but a pincer like r9 would work too, because it's in a good relationship with q15. Anyway, nothing wrong with this low and tight, but black should consider the push and cut. So we've seen this discussed by Redmond in the recent video. So usually the general follow-up is just take the bottom stone with a net like that, or keima, which used to be the old school move, and then white either hane r8 or keima r9, or the most modern move, extend q9. So it's a trade. Black goes for the bottom stone, white takes the right side. And now black, being center, can do whatever he wants. Attack the top left corner or attack the top right. Now black can also protect on the bottom with p3 and then play a one space jump right away. It's also okay to push again and jump, but once you jump, now white has to do something with the 3 stones, and white's general idea is to pincer r10. Now when this happens, black can come out and fight, keep the wall separated from the right side, and this way white can push along and then play a cap move. Then you also cap, white needs a base here, and it's a fighting game. But black doesn't need to push again and then jump. A nice idea for black when pushing once at o3 is to push one more time, because this threatens the hane. So when white gets ahead again, now black also extends on the right side, and this will give black a nice moy on the right side, and in the meantime this wall looks a little bit meaningless. So when white turns m3, black just goes down to s3, and white is still kind of useless. This wall, it's not really meaningful. I mean, okay, he can make an extension here or slide or jump in the center, but white is not going to gain so much from the wall. If this happens, it feels like a naked wall. So white push again and black jump. Now probably the reason black pushed 2 times and jump is because when black jumps right away, black is a little bit afraid of the cuts. But let's check it out. I mean, if white pushes here and cuts at n2, black can capture the stone and resist, and when white plays a tile like this, white is not going to capture the 2 stones in the corner. I mean, the only thing that white can do is to play a nose tsuji, which forces black to capture the white stone. If white is ambitious and continues with the push and then push along and cut, this fight is going to be a semi that black can win. It's true black wins by 1 liberty, but it's good enough. And even if white makes the wall all the way down, it's still a bit annoying that black has r7 in front of the wall, and giving all this territory up on the bottom, it's not really effective for white. I mean, white, even after a pincer, is not going to compensate that much the territory lost on the bottom. So black can jump out, and then if white connects under, this is going to be a second line territory and the group is still on the run. So actually the wall, it's completely meaningless right now. So therefore, white doesn't have to, I mean, black doesn't have to worry about being cut and chased into the corner, because after the 1 space jump, black is 1 step ahead and the corner is safe. Now other variations that can happen here are push, cut, atari from the outside, atari in the corner, nose tsuji, and then the pincer. So this is a sacrifice for white, give up the 2 stones on the bottom, which actually makes black super strong, in order to get the nose tsuji at r3 and pincer, so the wall can be a little more effective. So black pushed again, then jumps. So far so good. Now white pincers, makes sense, and black puts pressure in the top. Black can actually resist here with a 1 space jump and fight a little bit. For white, it's still interesting to play a cap, or maybe push 1 more time and then play the cap. But okay, this push can wait. You never know, maybe white at some point wants to play keima here, or keep the push in reserve as a cut threat. But anyway, white needs to come out like this. Black has to escape too. Then if white pushes, black goes out. White takes the vital point, connect. Now white needs a base, and then put pressure in the top, because this tiny base on the right side is still a group that you can attack. And white's wall going out doesn't build pretty much anything. So it's a fine idea for black to come out p7 and save this stone, because for white the most natural move to surround that stone is to play another keima and try to kill it. And in this case, black will play a Kosumitsuke and then just play away. But okay, white doesn't want to give up p17 without a fight, so white pushes. In general, white plays a one space jump here, but I noticed this o17, it's also a move that it's absolutely fine for white. And then a one space jump, or push again and then jump. This is something that we see played by AI to save the stone in a solid way. Playing a one space jump is flexible. I mean, black can push, then sacrifice one stone and capture the corner. But if this happens, white is not so bad. I mean, white is giving up a stone, but got a Ponuki in Sente and then plays another big point somewhere else. So white can consider this kind of sacrifice to get a Sabaki in the top. But the push is also a valid move. So black jumps. Usually here black should just Nobi. The jump leaves some more cutting points, so the Nobi it's a better option. Besides, when white jumps, there are some variations in the corner. Let's see, if black cuts here, white captures a stone, then black goes for a ladder or a Nobi. If the ladder doesn't work, then white has to leave in the corner and black captures one stone on the outside. But if white connects on the outside, then black can push in the corner several times. And this time when white Hane, black will capture. And when white plays here, black can keep going. And now let's see the semi again. We have this kind of combination. And now white has only 3 liberties, but black has 4. So this is a semi that white will lose. Therefore, let's go back. White needs to push again and then jump in order to be safe. Or another option for white is to play the attach in the corner, then extend back to q17, which is going for life at s18 like this. So if white goes in the corner, black goes in the corner to remove the base, then white can jump. So anyway, it's good to apply more pressure by playing n16. Now with this move, white can just turn p16. If black blocks, white has Atari, and if black connects, white pushes out. But black is not going to connect. There is a better tactic to block and block again. Now when white cuts, black will take the ko, and once black takes the ko, white is in Atari, so white needs to connect here. Black extends, white will probably come up or just slide to leave in the corner. And then, well, black has to deal with that cutting point in the center. But let's see, this block here and just make a base in the top. It's an interesting fighting game that can happen, but things can get out of control quickly. So white played the wedge instead. The wedge is also a fine idea. So black Atari, connect, and extends R12. It's very big for black to connect M15. This is a safe move, and this is also actually Sente. White needs to come out at L17. And after this, go R12 or come out with Keima or a one space jump. Because this way, both R10 and the wall are in trouble. So black went for a counter pincer right away. And here, white should cut M15. This is a way to punish black for not finish up the shape in the top. This move is a bit strange. I mean, it creates lots of cutting points, but for black it's natural to go down in the corner at R17. And then when white Hane, black can extend with a Nobi or a double Hane. Then we have Atari, Atari again, connect, turn, because next we have Atari and separate. And after this, black can go for a Keima or a one space jump. So black is sacrificing a couple of stones here, gets a nice profit in the top right, but now this stone is weak and the wall is in trouble. So for black, the way to play in the top right corner, or I mean the priority, is to settle the top right in Sente in order to move out from R7. But playing this Atari, it's a bit questionable. Kind of helps white, and white is supposed to be Sente now. So white doesn't even have to cut here. It's good enough to surround this stone. This cut, black should simply extend. When white goes down, black goes down also, and white is captured faster. If white pushes here, bump, and there are only 2 liberties. After the Atari, white goes down, and black should connect. And then it's the same thing. Because going down here is not necessary to take away that liberty, and it gives lots of forcey moves in the center. I mean, white can play Atari like this, then Atari from behind, and Atari again, and then leave the position like this, and capture the stone on the side. So it's okay for white to sacrifice another stone. Actually, white can even think about this combination with Atari here and Atari from behind. Because if black captures, there's Atari again. And now if black connects, everything is in Atari. So that would be ouch. But black will turn, and now white captures a double Ponuki. And there are still more forcey moves against those black stones. But here black can already catch this guy. So white just took a stone, in which case black can play Kosumi to defend against the cut and try to reach out to the other stones in the top. So black connected, white jumps. That's a little bit loose. I mean, okay, white really wants a box here, but the proper way it's Q8. Otherwise he will come back and put another stone inside, which happened the next move. So instead of playing a move like this, white can push once and then capture on a larger scale with Ogema. Of course, black will always play this Kosumitsuke and maybe also attach this way and then another move like that or pull back. But in the end, white will capture this R7 stone, but on a larger scale than just cap. So on this cap, yeah, very good idea for white to, for black to put pressure at E16, but Kosumitsuke here is still good. I mean, this exchange can be played anytime. Also Keima here, well, we will see that coming. Anyway, put pressure in the top, this is fine. And go ahead, white jumps, and black extends. Excellent extension, and in fact, black can push again. So this stage, the game is kind of balanced. I would say a little bit better for white because of taking the territory and the mess that was created in the top right corner with that sacrifice. But now it's getting to be quite even again. Yeah, this C10 is pretty good. So when you push again here, even a couple of times, white might answer everything, and then you extend from the wall. Otherwise you hand and double. Actually, the second push, I'm not so sure white defends right away. It's enough to push one time and then extend. And if white plays here, you prolong the wall. So this extension was good. Usually on this kind of tsuke, black simply descends. Because if white tries the cut, you have a cut back, and then when white connects here, Atari and add the 2 stones. If white resists in the middle, you catch the cornerstone. So going down it's an option, or play Hane and Atari. If you play Hane and Atari, usually you don't add another move right away. You push again in center in the top, so the wall is strong enough, and then you extend. If white captures 1 stone, it's fine. That's the only downside. And if white tries other moves, like for example a clamp, and then fight around here, you can use the wall to fight in the center. So let's go back to the original game. Black pullback. This is a little bit too conservative. White Hane and white got Gote instead. White should play C8. C8 is very big to prevent C7, especially now that white managed C16 in center. And this Hane and connection is Gote, but it probably creates the follow-up with the clamp at B13. So black can push here, and now extend C7. Or yeah, take C7 right away. This was good. Tsuke go up, white has to descend, and now black hits center. Now this move seems like a misclick or just a blunder. For black it's very good to play a Kosumitsuke here, and then push up at M4 and Hane to expand the bottom and limit white's right side. Playing the jump leaves too many cutting points, so when white pushes through, it's a bit difficult to block. I mean, now black is supposed to play here. Or for example, if white pushes down and then he pushes through, it's obvious that when you block, he will cut and catch a stone here, and that's a disaster. So the only way to resist now is push and then give up that stone, which means M5 was wrong in the first place. So instead of this move, just push like that. Now white pushed, then Hane, and here black shouldn't play Atari, just connect. Black was actually lucky because white is supposed to play N3, and if black connects here, white goes down. Now black has to live in the corner, which is a little bit painful. Okay, let's say this one. But anyway, in the end, 4 points in the corner, and now white can cut here. So white cuts right away. This way, black can connect here or here to get back in a good formation, and white goes up. So after the Atari, white is really interested in the center. That's why he doesn't push here, or he doesn't play Atari and Atari again. Therefore, white goes up. And now again, black can connect L3. It's wrong to connect K4. And it's also wrong to connect K3 because white can still push and cut. So the only way to connect here is L3. If you connect N3, white still has the Atari and Atari like this. But when you connect L3, white can push, you block, everything is connected on the bottom, and on the turn you go no-B, and it's absolutely fine. I mean, you lost this stone, which was wrong in the first place, and a few surrounding points of territory in the middle, but still keep the bottom side. Like this, black loses some points on the bottom too. There is no way to block here. And now black should just play S3 or S4, just leave in the corner. And don't try N2 anymore because you're going to lose some points anyway. I mean, okay, this helps the I shape. So for example, when you play O1, white captures here and then you go S3 and it's all fine. Or S4. S4, white blocks and you leave it like this because it's alive. But when you play S3, if white blocks, you can play this exchange in center and leave it like this. And if white doesn't play anything, he's still concerned in building the center, then you can use S5 and reach out to this R7. So this was quite a disaster for black locally. And going up R4 is gotten. But, oh wait, it shouldn't be. No, it's actually good because you have the Hane at Q5. Yeah, white should react here. But black can leave the position like this and play other moves. And when white plays here, you just counter and the group is still alive in the corner. But yeah, when you go out R4, actually you have a follow-up with Q5. So you don't have to play Hane under. You should play Hane on top right away. If white cuts, you just extend and the two stones are captured. If white plays Hane here, you cut, and then when white cuts, you have Atari under, Atari again, and Atari again. So that way you save the stone on the side, and it's the same thing here. Now, if white resists, for example, you play Hane, then you cut, then Atari. Oh no, going down, it would be the resistance, but it doesn't work. He will just lose the stones because of this. Zack, 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 take. So back. Instead of Hane under, should Hane on top. Also, if you Hane on top and white decides to crawl like this, it's super painful. Because you get inside the middle and damage all the potential. So the Moe is gone. Let's see what happened here. So finally, black erased that area, which is good. Now here, yeah, white is wasting cotrets. He shouldn't do that. And we switch the battlefield to the left side. Now in this case, black can play Atari under, and if white captures a stone, Atari under again. And if white goes down, then you connect, and when white connects, you can save the group in the center by capturing one stone. Because the group on the side will leave anyway, and now the group in the middle should also survive. It's just that, well, both white and black are running. But like this, white gets separate. Black gets separated. And it's a bit tough because the stones on the left side are in trouble, and also the group in the top. After capturing two stones, the group in the top has only one eye. So this starts to look promising for white. Yeah, black is searching for combinations to live everywhere, which is good. Push again, lots of cutting points. But the general feeling for white here is good because white is attacking some weak groups. White can also play this move to remove the eye and then keep pushing several times. This is really difficult for black. Black is on the run, and even if black escapes with this group, it's going to be a very expensive life, and then white can chase very severe the group on the left side. So from here on, it should be white's game. Yeah, this cap is pretty good. Now white attacks the left side too. But in the end, white didn't gain so much from all these attacks. Black shouldn't connect. The tactic is to play Atari under. If white captures, you play Atari again. If white connects, you're already Sente, so you don't have to worry about the left side anymore, and you can catch a stone in the middle. In fact, this Atari is good too. Gives white a bad shape, and then take the stone. Or even try to fight harder. I mean, if you connect here, you're threatening to surround this group. So when white plays Atari and he saves the stone in the center, or without Atari, just connect. On the left side, black can leave anyway. So this push, no, this push is not necessary. Yeah, just play here and it's alive. So when push you block, when push you block, and white has to run out. So this can turn into a hunter-hunted situation. So don't connect, because the connection usually allows white go down and it's a bit troublesome. Atari under is the tactic, and when white captures, you don't have to do anything. And if white plays away, once you capture, you create ice. Because like this you lose tempo, you have to come back and protect to make ice shape. And Atari from the inside was wrong. Usually Atari from the outside, because this forces white into a bad shape and ruins, I mean, this is an empty triangle, and it also ruins his eye formation. So black can come back here and then try to surround everything. But this group in the top still needs some help. Well, no, it's actually okay to connect here. White comes out, then you jump, white has to go out again. And if you keep everything connected, let's see, white got the top side. Yeah, probably white still has the first chance to win this game, because of the blunder at M3 area early on. Now the position is very uncertain. Phew, black got in trouble here too. How come? Yeah, this black group on the bottom lost the base, so it's difficult now. But white didn't profit enough to kill it. Yeah, white needs to connect. Let's see, what if white plays here? And when black separates, white can push like this. There are no eyes for black, so this is game over. White could finish the game in one stroke. Yeah, white was probably too worried about the life in the bottom area, but white can always Atari here and capture some stones. So all of a sudden, black is dying just like that. I mean, yeah, this should be game over. Black managed to live in the center. And the way to do it, oops, shapes are bad here. Yeah, black should block this way, because when white cuts now, black has the wedge to create cutting points and threaten the other groups, and then connect and make a territory inside the middle. So the empty triangle didn't work so well. Now white starts a ko where he could kill unconditionally, and he doesn't even get much on a ko. Just goes for one stone. Let's see if there's a bigger way. Yeah, actually, white should play Hane here as a ko threat, because now, at least when white captures the bottom stones, black has to worry about the right side group too and connect under. Playing this move is just threatening to catch one stone, which is nothing, because black is alive anyway. And black can even connect here and on this Atari capture the stone. And on this push you block, it's alive. But okay, that's safe. So yeah, white didn't gain so much on the bottom. And now some endgame moves. And let's see how come oops. Why can Atari here and catch the stones? It got very close now. Uh-oh. How about Atari? Black captures, white blocks, black cuts, white Atari from behind, and captures everything. Again, white could win the game right here. So it was somewhat some sort of a roller coaster game again. And well, both white and black should read more accurate. Yeah, this was a very good combination to play j3. And instead of Hane and ruin the position here, black should play Atari and save that stone. I mean the 2 stones, or go for a co-fight with this Atari and Atari again. And well, things could change. Anyway, spectacular game, and I guess lots of things to consider in the future. Enjoy the review.